Can't shit myself then. What was I saying then? This cough is the worst thing I've ever had in all my life, you know, and I'm not even joking. I'm being serious. This is the worst cough. Whoa. The mic weren't on. The mic wasn't on. This chat's terrible, so I have it on this as well so I can see what's going on. Because the StreamYard chat's terrible. It's awful. It's the worst thing in the world. It's dead bright, and you can't see mods and things and all the other stuff, but you can't go on this because watch. When I go on, I swear I've done this before. When I go on YouTube, this is the first joint I've had in ages, you know. These, right, hang on, go on. How do I get on from the thing from here? These live chats were so much more regular when my, I feel like, yeah. How do I go on to the, here, no, it's playing out loud, I don't want that. Right, how do I, yeah, see, the chat there's well better on YouTube than it is on StreamYard. The StreamYard chat's terrible. Right, anyway, so these live chats, they were supposed to be, they were good when they were every Sunday. I liked, it was my, like, yes, Thomas, it was my Sunday thing, this. You have a join, chill out, come on here for an hour. I loved it. But then my life just completely changed now. So really having a joint on a Sunday is not like an admittable thing. So I just don't know whenever to fit them in. And then I'm going up against Love Island now. Love Island, mate. Do you know I don't watch? Yes, that's it. I don't watch Love Island though. But I used to love Love Island. So is he not terrible now? Most consistently inconsistent man. Yes, Stefan. Yes, Seb. No, I'm not part-time fucking YouTuber, mate. I'm full-time YouTuber. Listen, I'll get back into it. I can't look like you've had 4. I'm very stoned. Jordan is. I swear to God, in real life, yeah, you get full-time slacker. Seb, listen, I'm in my slacker stage. I'm having the summer off life, I think. That's what I'm doing. I'm just chilling after summer off, and then I'll get back into it in the winter. I can't believe, right? I just think how sick my life is at the minute. It was terrible. Let me tell you, right? This is why when they say good times are only around the corner. Look at me. I'm an example of it, mate. My life about 2 months ago was terrible. And it all hit ahead with that $3,000. I know I talk about it all the time, but it's the maddest thing that had ever happened to me. When I lost losing that money, mate. Why am I so back and forward? I'm irate. Losing that money was the worst thing ever, and that was the worst time of my life, I think. Everything that I was going on in my life snowballed into one like period. And now look at me, I'm top of the world. I feel good now, Stefan. Life's great, mate. But yeah, I'm part-time. It's just because of Sundays. You know what else? It was a perfect Sunday thing. Doing these every Sunday was the perfect thing. Yes, Andy. I don't think do you know what? So many talking points, right? So I've not put any questions anywhere because I wasn't even going to do this until about time we're on now, 9 o'clock. I got stuck in traffic on the way home, unfortunately. They were live chat, so I wasn't even going to do this. So I've not asked for any questions or anything like that. But I'll just chat about stuff. I've got loads of stuff that I want to talk about. Have you seen how much who's the Dossage? Have you seen? Yeah, John. Have you seen how much stuff has happened since the last one I did this? When was the last time I did this? Was it before the holiday? You know what I say? Stefan said this as well, and Mike and Matt. They all said when you do a live chat and you say you're going on holiday the next week, every single time you go, but I will do a live chat when I'm on holiday. You swear every time. I don't think I've ever done a single one. I used to be back at the start. I did the one in the airport and that, but there's just not. What's the Airbnb thing you're doing last? The Airbnb's sick, you know. I stumbled into Airbnb and it is a money pit, mate. It's the best thing of all time. Alani's saying McGregor's off bit. Yeah, I seen his tweet, you know. I did see his tweet. I did, and I'm gutted about it, but I don't really know what's going on because obviously the press got. Can you believe? Get this, yeah. Only because since I last did one of these, I did another one. And do you know when I went in February, I went to Dublin and just flew in and out of Dublin in like a day. You land at like 7 a.m, come back at 10. Well, I did another one of these, yeah. I did one of them 2 weeks. Like last week on a Friday, I can't remember whenever we went, the 31st of whatever we went into Dublin for like 14 hours, yeah, sick, had a great time. And then, so, because I had such a good time at that time, I was thinking, when can I go back? So I set an alarm and everything, yeah, for them press conference tickets. Get this, for them press conference tickets, looked at flights and everything, and I thought, right, get the tickets first, and then get the flights, right? And my alarm went off, and when my alarm went off, yeah, I'd finally, after forever putting off speaking to Scottish Power, yeah, was on hold to them for ages. I'm talking about an hour. My alarm went off, and I thought, shall I get these tickets or I just concentrate on this phone call? Missed them, and then it got cancelled. I'd have gone, 100% gone. I was going. What a waste of my fucking time that would have been. Do you know what? Sometimes things happen for a reason. Dublin's sick, you know, and I think so. I've got mates as well who live in Dublin, so I can stay at their house anytime. But I think, and they always say, why don't you stay? Why don't you stay? But I think next time I will stay over. But I enjoy the in and out. I enjoy getting up in the morning, going in, and then I'm in bed by midnight every time. It's a sick day, and the flights are like 35 quid, 40 quid. We paid 45 quid because Georgia, who I went with, paid for us to sit together. Mate, I would never pay. It doesn't matter how much it is, right, or whatever position I'm in my life. I'll never pay £7 to Ryanair, right, to sit next to somebody for 45 minutes on a flight. I just can't do it. Being sick on yourself. No, I wasn't, Seb. That was the first time. So what are you talking about, mate? I wasn't sick of myself at all. I wasn't even sick of the whole time. I wasn't sick the whole time I was in Dublin, but I did crash bad. Oh shit! I just smacked the mic. I was good all day. Ask them. Fuck you. I wasn't. That was the first time, mate. Do you know what that first time was? Right. So I feel like I've never actually even sporadically. Fucking hell. Yeah. Sporadically through this chat. Oh, bro, I love it. Can you believe I'm not going? Sporadically, shut up, Paddy. I know, half an hour late. I've not even come on and said why I'm late or anything. That's not even really a real reason. I promise you, Sam, I wasn't sick in Dublin, promise you. So, the last time I went, I feel like I never explained this story because the one time when I went to explain it, Paddy said, you said this last time. And I went, and then when we worked it out, me and Paddy were chatting afterwards. I hadn't said it last time. I'd said it to Paddy privately. And I'd never told the sick story about Dublin. Ever. I've never said it's never been told. I've never told people the sick story, mate. I was a fucking victim in the sick story, right? With that plane. Everyone's going, this flea videos himself being sick in himself. And I'm like, you're mad. I was the fucking victim in this, yeah? So, I go to Dublin in and out on the story time, do you know what I mean? So, I go to Dublin, in and out on the day. First time I'd done it because I was supposed to go for Meg's birthday, but me and Meg split up. So I thought, fuck it, I'm not losing out on the flights. I went on my own, So I had the full day in Dublin. I was on Prosecco all day. I was on Prosecco and cocktails all day, Pretty much just that. No, not mixing my drinks or anything, I don't want Guinness. I know I'm in Dublin in Ireland, so I should fucking have a Guinness, but I don't like Guinness. So I'm not going to waste my time having a Guinness, I don't like Guinness. It's fucking disgusting, right? So all day I managed to avoid these Guinnesses, Didn't touch a Guinness all day, just drank Prosecco. Little cocktail here and there. I got pissed all day. I keep knocking the mic. At the time of my life, right? At the time of my life, And then even when we get to the last pub, I'm a bit of a fraud as well because there's a picture of the Guinness on my story, on my Instagram feed thing. And I didn't even drink that pint. It wasn't my pint. Apparently that was the perfect pint, so I took a picture of it. And then get this, So I get to the airport. And because I'd had such a good day, and I was this complete different story to the next time I was in the airport where I just wanted to die, right? I was in the airport, I was buzzing, I was doing all them fucking videos, pissed at me. I'm pissed at me getting on a flight, trying to get home from Dublin. And I'm doing I do a video, don't realise the flash is on, and turn the fucking phone round and video the police walking through the airport with the flash on, and it shines on the back. Pissed at me head, mate, walk through an airport. They could have easily fucking said, what are you doing? Why are you so pissed? Nah, to be fair, they'd always send you. Do they still not let you on a flight pissed? I was pissed out of my head coming home from Dublin, bro. I did that was the time I was sending Seb a voice note. Bro. I was pissed out of my head, in that airport. Pissed out of my head. And I went to get a beer. I went to this shop, and I had like whatever left euros in notes. This is how I ended up having it. And I had loads of coins left. And I worked out how much I could afford with these coins, and it was as if I avoided it all the way there. And with all my coins, I could afford a can of Guinness at this shop in the airport, right? So I bought the can of Guinness. It was about fucking €4 something. Was it in the airport or was the shop outside the airport? I'm sure the airport don't even sell beer, actually. Is that not something mad about Dublin Airport? Does it not sell beer? Or does it sell beer? Dublin Airport sells beer, doesn't it? No, I don't think Dublin Airport sell beer? I don't think it does, I'm sure that was my that I got a kind of Guinness for the taxi. Yeah, for the taxi, and I had it in the taxi because that was does Guinness hurt? I can't remember if I had the can in. Did I have the can in the airport? I remember having the can. Therefore sells beer. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But I remember throwing the can in the thing, the last of the can in the. Do you know when you get to the no, Stefan? I feel like it doesn't. I feel like it's a thing where in Ireland they don't sell beer in the airport. But anyway, I don't think I got the can in the airport because I remember throwing the can in. Do you know the bin? Do you know when you're going through security and you can't have so many over liquids? Throwing it in that bin. So I bought a can of fucking Guinness, And from the second I finished that can of Guinness, when I started drinking, that's what did it for me. Because before I threw it in the bin, I tried to have as much as I could, because I'm just like, it's just all comes about being a cheap bastard. Because I couldn't throw away all this can of Guinness. I got it anyway, being a cheap bastard. I drank as much as I could, threw it in the bin, and my stomach just went boom. Yeah, my stomach turned, and I felt awful. But so I didn't get another drink all the way through the airport. But I was still fine. I was still pissed. I was having a good time. I just felt sick. And then I got on the plane, right? And the plane sets off, and I'm fine. I promise you, it's moving. And then the second the plane went like that, lifted up, my stomach, I just hit my mic again, my stomach just went boom, right? And I felt it come. My stomach just fucking ripped. Not ripped, but I could just feel everything going. And I knew we were going to be sick, yeah. The plane's like this. I promise you, the plane's like this. And I'm in the row. I'm on the aisle seat. Luckily, I was on the aisle seat. And I jumped out my fucking seat. The plane was going this much, mate, that when I'm running down to the back of the plane, because I was on like row fucking 30 something anyway. I can't remember what I was on. As I'm going down to the plane, or to late 20s, the plane's that much up. When I'm running towards the toilet, mate, I'm falling. I'm like having to stop myself falling. The plane is taking off that much. But then the sick is coming out. I'm not feeling sick now. I'm being sick. I'm holding my hand over my mouth and I'm being sick, yeah. I get to the door and there's this Chinese, I don't know why I said, well, yeah, it was Chinese. It's nothing bad about that. A Chinese air hostess, yeah, but obviously English and that. He jumps up and says, no, you can't. I'm like, pointing to the toilet. He goes, you can't go to the toilet. You can't, sorry, you need to sit down, sir. Well, he said, you need to sit down, sir, I think first. And I'm like pointing at the toilet. And he's like, I've got my hand over my mouth. I have sick in my mouth. Listen, I'm not an idiot, me, yeah. If I need a piss or something like that, yeah, I can hold a piss in. I'm not 5-year-old. I will hold a piss in if a plane's taking off. And when the plane settles and the seatbelt sign goes on, I'll go and have a piss, mate. If I'm running to a toilet as a plane is like this, yeah, it's an emergency. So the guy's going, no. And then I obviously know when they lock it, it's that thing at the top of it. I've seen him slide it a million times. So I go to put my hand up to slide the thing to unlock the toilet. And he's fighting me. His hand fighting me. He puts his hand on my hand. He's fighting my hand off the little tog to the side while I'm trying to fucking open the toilet, mate. So I pull my hand away from my mouth, bit of sick comes out, and he's like, this camper hostess. This camper hostess is like, sees this little bit sick, slides the door open. This point, it's too late, mate. I was in a rush. I was being sick. And I fucking slid the door open and just went. By then, it was far too late. It wasn't like, if they'd have let me open the fucking door and go in, I'd have got it in the toilet or whatever. But I couldn't, because it was, you only have a certain amount of time. The sick was in my mouth. When I'm going down the aisle, I'm being sick. I'm not fucking going to be sick. The sick's in my mouth and I'm covering my mouth so the sick doesn't fall out my mouth. Do you know what I mean? This is how dire a situation I'm in. And the guy won't let me in the toilet. So I just spewed everywhere, yeah. All over the toilet, mate, and I'm feeling fucking grim straight away. And then, but I just sat down because it was horrible. The plane's taking off, I'm being sick, so I sat down and just spewing on the floor. And that's another thing. So when you post something like that, I mean, at the time, I'll get fucking terrorized for it. When you post things, call me a scruff, when you post things like that, you just have to mute it. You have to mute it, mate, or you'll just never ever be able to live your life again, right? But people were saying stuff like he didn't clean it up, but I did clean it up. I cleaned it up as much as I could. The worst bit about that was that people were going, oh, the poor people who are having to clean that up. And I'm thinking, the guy was apologising to me. When I got out the toilet, the air hostess guy was apologising to me. He was like, sorry, mate, I'm so sorry. Obviously, he was sorry, mate. If he hadn't I've got sick on me now. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking adult who's got sick on me because he didn't just let me go in the toilet. Why would I be running down a cabin, mate, to have a piss or to do anything that's not an emergency? Do you know what I mean? You won't say sit down and start fighting me. So he was apologising to me. It wasn't. I wasn't in the wrong. I promise you. This is how you can't judge things until you get told the full story. There's two sides to every story. That's the thing, isn't it? They were in the wrong. I were in the wrong. Obviously, I drank too much and I was sick. But trust me, that weren't how it's supposed to happen. But yeah. So what was the whole point of that story? What was it? Because we were definitely talking about Dublin before then. But what was we saying about Dublin? What was the whole point of Dublin? Did somebody say, is it worth it? Yeah, it's good. It's good. Going in there, and it's like, well, I'll tell you what it's fucking like. Because I was coming home and I was that bad in the airport. Was you being sick? Of course, being sick's an emergency, mate. You can't be sick on a plane. Think about it. Of course, sick's being an emergency is an emergency, mate. You were talking about it. Imagine, you can't. There's hundreds of people on a plane. I can't just be sick on the aisle. Imagine the smell. Imagine being sick on someone. Do you have to let you be sick, mate? That's an emergency. Obviously, it's an emergency. will I put my hand up and say, is me needing to be sick in terms of like, right, is it their fault that I needed to be sick? No, it's my fault I needed to be sick, but of course it's an emergency, mate. Open the toilet and I'd be sick. Look how bad this beard is. I think it needs to go. Do you know what? I refuse to. It just gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it? Second beard I've ever had in my life. Never had a beard before in my life. And get this, yeah. So my mum, she went on a childminders well, it wasn't actually a childminders thing. I think it was friends. Then a lot of her friends are childminders. Are you looking forward to seeing at Glastonbury? Like, yes. Do you know what? I've got a few questions. No wonder no one's saying anything, asking questions. I've been asked so many questions. I've not answered any of them, but I want to answer them. There was one I wanted to say about Mcgregor. Oh, we never got off Mcgregor Chandler. I definitely wanted to answer that. We will answer. I will answer that. And did it cut off? I'll get JLI Samuel to play your sequel we were going to play. It's definitely, oh, mate, it was terrible. Right, what was the other question I wanted to answer? I genuinely wanted to answer a good question. A question about, the Euros. Who's good with the Euros? Do you know what? And it's absolutely breaking my heart, yeah. And I mean breaking my heart. I think England might win it. I think England might win the Euros. And how bad's that going to be? The only thing that I can say about England winning the Euros is they're going to win something eventually, so we just have to just get it out of our heads, right? It's impossible for them to keep just not winning things, right? Every country wins one eventually. So let them win a Euros, not a World Cup, because if they win a World Cup, it would be the worst thing of all time ever made. Can you imagine living in England if England won a World Cup? Let them win the Euros, and then Southgate will get the job for about another 20 years then. It'll go on to be like some sort of legacy thing where Southgate's just been England manager forever because he won the Euros this time. Let him win it. And then they'll never win nothing again under him for years, but he'll be there forever. And then they'll finally sack him. So let him win it. But I think England might win it, yeah. Because I just don't see France winning it. I don't know. I think it's time for him to leave. And I don't think they're as good as... How bad is this fucking... the setup and everything? That's because I was so late. I didn't even have time to sort anything. You know when you're like... What was it, like 20 fucking 8 minutes later, something, half an hour later, going right up against Love Island? What was I saying then? What was I talking about then? This was important. What was we talking about then? That was well more important. I can't get off that topic. Or the England, yeah, it's going to be terrible. Danny, that was one of the... I will always say, yeah, there's a few things that I miss about Twitter, but definitely when England are in a tournament, I missed the wind-up on that, mate. When England are playing in a tournament, there's no easier, people to catch for a wind-up than England fans during an international tournament on Twitter. They're biting anything. You can laugh at everything because it's just fun. Being anti-England, I am anti-England, but I don't I'm thinking, do I like England in any sport? Probably not, no, These glasses, right, do you know what it is with me? The fuck, look how bad they are. I feel like, I don't know if people notice how bad people's glasses are, but people with glasses will look how slanted they are to that side, yeah. That's mad because they're not slanted to that side, but on the TV because it flips round. They're fucked. I'm gonna have to get some new glasses. But I have got other glasses, but I feel like I just swap glasses and then just don't swap them for ages, and then just keep them. But I've got other ones upstairs. But do you know what it is? The other ones I like them more. I'm not asked about any of the England players anymore. I just can't stand the fans. Yeah, the fans. It's not the players anymore. Do you know what, Danny? Seriously, I like the England players now. I like the group. I like the players. I like a lot of them. I like a lot of the players. I like the group. I probably would like England to do well, but it's the fans. I don't like the fans. I like a lot of the England players now. Back in the day, I used to hate the England players, yeah, because I was so Liverpool that I couldn't like United players. I couldn't like whatever players, yeah, and all that. But now, I'm not obviously, I still hate United. I find out, but like Scott McTominay, mate. I love Scott McTominay. Love him. Would love him to play for Liverpool, but he's probably never going to play for Liverpool. But it doesn't matter because I still love him anyway. And just through him play for Scotland, I would never ever in my time, ever in my life, ever did I think I would ever like a Man United player. I've never liked a Man United player. Never ever liked any Man United player ever in my life. I love Scott McTominay. So I feel like my tribalism when it comes to football isn't as much as it is. I like a lot of the England players now. Loads of them. It's the fans. England fans are the worst fans in the world of any sport. When it comes to, obviously, there's a lot of bad fans, but if you think of all the worst fans in sort of like sports and that, it's fans of teams that are English. Do you know what I mean? So English fans are just to top it off. What are the worst fans in the world? What are the worst? Rugby fans ain't bad for like trouble and that, are they? They're just weird, aren't they? Or is that just rugby players? Is it rugby players are weird and rugby fans are what? Rugby players are weird. Like I get that. Like they like They're like the lad culture, aren't they? Where they don't think anything's mad on that, and they drink each other's piss and all that. And I just think it's mad. But they are like that. But is that rugby lads, or is that rugby fans, or is it both? Because I feel like there's a lot of normal people who watch rugby, but rugby players are not normal. Do you know what I keep seeing? I don't know if is it a new thing now to push women's sports, or are women's sports getting bigger? So I'm seeing more women's sports because I keep seeing the women's rugby. That can't be good. Women's rugby can't be good, and it can't have finger. The Italian knife jockeys aren't great. The Italian knife jockeys aren't great. What we're talking about here, Italians. My dad said Italy didn't qualify for Euros, and for about 2 days, mate, I ran with that information and thought Italy hadn't qualified for the Euros. They have qualified for the Euros. Oh yeah, Paddy, fuck you, the heads at uni, because you'll get the worst. You'll get the worst fucking rugby lads as well. The ones who play rugby at uni, student rugby lads, mate. Could you be asked? I bet they're terrible at parties. Mate, talking about parties, mate. Can you believe Glasgow's only 3 weeks away? Didn't someone ask a question about Glasgow actually? Who asked a question about Glasgow? Someone said, I'll put it on the thing. I always forget to put it up. What someone said, who's the there's the first question, 21 minutes in, not done a question, not done a topic, nothing. Who's the most person I'm looking forward to watching at Glasgow? Do you know what? I don't know, but when the lineup came out and everyone hated it, I liked it. Not loved it, but liked it a little bit, which probably shows you I'm fighting naked in a nightclub bags, lad. What? Fighting naked in nightclub. I don't think things like that. I know they think like stuck things up their ass and shit like that and piss on each other and shot piss, but fighting naked. Yeah, I can imagine wrestling naked and shit. No, they're weird. This is the two. Yeah, I love it, mate. The only thing, right, Dua Lipa, I do like Dua Lipa, and she's sick live, and she will be good live, and I will watch her. But I've seen her twice at Z Gets Yeah, like in a big headline festival setting, and I love her. Nah, Lost Village is the sickest, and I'm definitely going to go this year, actually, I think. And she's fucking she's unbelievable, Dua Lipa. I'm going to die. It's mad because right, admittedly, but this is why I've not smoked weed in weeks. Admittedly, I shouldn't be having a joint when I've got this cough, but I just wanted to do a live chat today. And I wanted a joint, but this cough, yeah, I had it back in January. Does anybody remember when this cough went round after Christmas? It was terrible. I don't feel ill. I'm not ill one bit. My sinuses are all fucked, but it's because of hay fever. Do you know what I do every year? You had a peanut or something. Literally, here we go. This is what we'll talk about. This is what I was just literally going to say then. Hay fever's kicking my ass, but do you know what I do? Every year, yeah, I go and get the hay fever jab every single time. Get the hay fever jab, right? And it sorts me out all summer. But I looked at me, do you know what, actually, right now, live right now. So, I'm the worst person, me, for saying, I'm the worst person, me, ever. I'll message you in a minute, Paddy. The worst thing for me ever is, what was I saying then? It's for doing things and leaving it last minute, yeah. Get this, yeah. So, I took a picture when I got back from the wedding. I went to a wedding in Paphos. Yeah. Me and JJ went to my mate's wedding in Paphos. Sickest week ever, by the way. What a sick holiday that was, mate. What a sick wedding as well. It was great. Right, anyway. What was I saying then? What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, no, what was I saying? I forgot. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, hay fever. So, since that wedding, what was I saying? The whole point of the story was talking about me supposed to be getting this hay fever. Hang on, let me go to Luke, because he sent me the number. Right, he sent me a number. Right, I'm going to message right now to make sure, is this a really good thing? Can I just set an alarm to do it? Because I got the number off him for the hay fever job, to prepare yesterday. I go through, usually I get it, I'll never die, James. I'm always here, mate. It's just been a mad time. My life's just been mad, and I'm chilling, and Sundays ain't really good for me. But this is a genuine thing that I was thinking earlier on earlier on when I was doing these. I'm saving the girl's number now. I'm going to message her and say, can I get the hay fever jab? Has anyone else got hay fever? It's been killing me, you know. But I always think is my hay fever bad, or am I being soft? And then you start seeing people putting it on the stories and whatever and chatting about hay fever's dead bad and that. But it's always bad by June. I feel like I used to be a bit soft. But last year I looked at my fingers, and last year I got it done in April. I got it done the last weekend of April. So I never really had hay fever last year. It's just whenever I get the fucking jab. The jab works, I promise you, yeah. For anyone, Anyone who's listening to this, the jab works. I was so skeptical. I'm on fexofenadine. Paddy, I have a fexofenadine every single day. Every day I wake up, I have a fexofenadine, 120ml thing, and it keeps it at bay during winter and that, but obviously it would. So, but I feel like obviously I've got to tell them I have them every day. And then sometimes, I'm in bed, mate, and I'm rubbing my eyes bright red, like you can't believe. That's how bad my hay fever gets, but it's just terrible. But that's how it was for years. But it's always been like that. And then finally, I think it was Mike who comes in here, Mike Case, who's usually in the live chat. He put me onto someone. He got me ripped off, though. I don't know if he's rich or if he's just not about it, because he got me robbed with the first. I always think he put me onto the first AP. I think I paid about 110 for the first time I got it, like 3-4 years ago. And since then, I've just found better people to give me the same thing for cheaper and cheaper. And I've got some nurse in Bolton who gives it, who does them for I think it's like 50 quid or something. That's where I got it off last year and the year before that. And then the year before that, I went to a different nurse at a different place, but it was well cheaper than what I've had it 4 times. But I usually end up getting it in April, but I've just been lazy with it. I've still not even fucking just saved the number or anything. Right, write a message. Oh, can you believe this? Someone left. Nurse. Hey, fever, right. I'll just start sending a text message to the number so I could I'll do it. Someone the last guest today. So I had for the first time, well, not the first time, actually, I had 1 day in, what day are we in now? June, what comes before June? May. I had 1 day in May, that didn't sell in the Airbnb. And then I've already had 2 this week, this month, and I've got about 4 coming up, but they have all started just selling. And at the end of the month, all of them will go, and I'll just have them 2. But 2 at the start of the month, mate, it knocked me sick, I hate it when them days go. I always think, should I go and stay there? just have a day out up there to make it figure. But then I always think, what if? Because once the Airbnb got booked at a day that I'd given up on, got booked at 9:30 at night, and someone turned up at like 11 o'clock to stay there. So you can never really give up on the days if you put them like cheap enough. But you get like if people have pets and shit, you get little pet fees, so it's like money you wouldn't have had. And even yesterday's people booked in. So yesterday's people. It weren't busy. It weren't fully booked yesterday. It had people from today. It had people from today until like the next 2 weeks, but it weren't booked for the last 3 days. And yesterday, someone at 7:30 booked it for that day and said like, "Can we come in?" So I was like, "Yeah, it's already." People message and go like, "Can we get in early?" And obviously, if the house has been ready for a few days, because the second people check out, it gets cleaned. So if there's any days where it's missing, it means it's ready. So they messaged me at 7:30 saying, would be able to check in earlier than 3 o'clock. And I was like, check in now if you want, mate. The fucking gaff's empty. It's clean and everything. So they think they checked in at about 9:30. Why would you? Obviously not going to say no. Why would you say no? So I just say yeah to anything like that if it's available. So they got in dead early. So I thought, all right, fuck it, because it's a last minute one. I'll go up and clean the gaff, so I get the whole cleaning thing. Because obviously I pay the cleaning fee, but I keep the cleaning fee if I go up. So I went up and did a little clean today. And obviously I've had to change gyms now. I've moved down here, mate. I miss my gym. It's the best gym in the world. Cheshire Oaks David Lloyd's the best gym of all time ever. Big shout out to it, and I miss it. I handed my notice in, when I moved back to Bolton, because Bolton David Lloyd's gym's that terrible, and it was only a 5 or less than Cheshire Oaks. I handed my notice in, and I'm like 1 month left in my notice period, and I said, as I was walking out of Cheshire Oaks today, but I don't know if I'm being blagged. Am I not being blagged by Cheshire Oaks? Because as I was walking out of Cheshire Oaks today, I said, do you know what? I've handed my notice in, but I want to take it back, and they said, you need to do it through the app. But I've only been to Bolton twice since I moved back, but I said that walking out of Cheshire Oaks because I'm thinking I can't give up all this. I love it. I love I love the Cheshire Oaks. I love David Lloyd's. I took JJ there. I was there for about 2 hours today with JJ in the swimming pool. He's jumping in it. It's the sickest thing ever. It's like a full day out of the gym, mate, because of how sick it is, right? And I didn't want to give up on that, but you don't get that experience in Bolton because Bolton's fucking terrible. And I feel like I might just start doing if you do a few of them cleans a week and couple it up with going to the gym there. Either if you've got if I'm with JJ, go take JJ and go swimming, or me use it as a proper gym. I'll get back in the gym because I've just not been in the gym. How bad's that? Yeah, I managed to stay slim, not in shape. I know I'll never be in shape, but I managed to stay in proper small mediums, or like good mediums, all through winter when nothing's going on because I was in the gym all the time. All through Christmas, obviously Christmas things are going on, but all through fucking October, November, December, January, February, March, up until about the back end of April, and I've stopped. But probably just like a month after I moved, and I've stopped going to the gym and eating loads of shit, putting loads of weight on as summer's coming. I've got Glastonbury in 3 weeks, and I'm the biggest I've been all year. When's Glastonbury? If I do something about it right now, if I start doing something about Glastonbury being round the corner right now, I can turn it round. Oh, there's holidays packing on the weight, mate. I know, mate. And I've just booked another holiday. I go to Glastonbury and then I come back for 10 days and I'm going fucking see my granddad again. But the good thing is, I know I'm going to have a great summer, yeah. Because I know I'll lose it for summer because when I come back from that holiday, when I come back from seeing my granddad, I will get on a diet, I know I will, because I'll have been to Glastonbury and been on holiday. What happens with me is I usually go on holiday. This is further proof of how I've managed to keep the weight off-ish through the year. What happens is I go on an holiday or I go on a big thing like Glastonbury, yeah, and I'm fat. And I've got a terrible, relationship with my weight, mate. I hate it when I'm fat. I hate when I get fat. I like being slim, but I can't stop eating because I love food too much. But I'll always be, do you know what I mean? I'm probably happier when I'm fat. I hate being fat. I hate being on pictures when I'm fat and shit like that. But I still go out and get pissed and I will be on pictures, but I hate it, yeah. And I'll go to these places and I'll have loads of, like when I take pictures and shit, I don't like them, don't like the pictures because I'm fat on the pictures, do you know what I mean? So, but because I've not been fat for quite a long time, because I managed to I've been loving the gym because I love that gym. I enjoyed going to that gym for fucking ages, hours. I've not been on holiday and I took pictures of being fat. So I feel like there's been no trigger point to get back on it. But I reckon I don't want to be fat at Glastonbury. I can turn it around, but I'm not going to. If I'm fat at Glastonbury, then fat on that holiday, they'll be the thing, and then I'll come back and I'll smash it and I'll be in shape, or not shape, but I'll be in harmonised clothes will fit all summer. But why don't I fast? If I fast tomorrow, yeah, 13th, and then if I fast on, what days have I got things? I can't fast on, I'm going to Taylor Swift on the 15th. I can't fucking wait. Taylor Swift on Saturday, mate. Bottomless brunch at 12:30. Yeah! It's going to be one of the sickest days of all time. Though, I can't wait. Oh, sorry, everyone. These are like... Do you know what I've done as well? No lie. Can I turn the mic off when I'm coughing? Twice, I've been... Is it 3 times now? No, twice, I've been sick. I've been sick because I've coughed that much. That's how bad this cough is. Does nobody remember this cough from January? This cough went round. Everyone had it in January. It wakes you up at night. I wake up coughing. Last night was the first time So, yesterday, me and JJ fell asleep watching TV. But he has his own bed. He doesn't sleep in my bed ever. He's just the best sleeping kid ever. He never wants to sleep in our bed. Perfect. I don't want him to sleep in our bed. I want him to sleep in his own bed. We fell asleep watching TV in my bed. Woke up at so it was about 8 o'clock. Woke up about 9:30 and I'm like, whoa. We fell asleep. Puts him in his own bed and gets back in bed. And I slept straight through. He slept till 7:30. Mate, I must have got about 11 hours sleep yesterday. I've never felt more brand new than I felt today. I felt brand new all day. I've been knackered me for weeks because my sleep's been terrible. I've been having late nights. JJ wakes up early. My sleep's just been terrible. And then last night I got about 11 hours. Today is the best and most fresh I felt all day. I've been swimming. I've been to Nando's. I've been shopping. I went and bought, do you know what I've done? And they're right here so I can show you. Do you want to see, should we do a thing that I can't show you these because these are fucking hell, it's a big bird. Trainers for my niece's birthday. What do you reckon about this t-shirt? Do we like it? I like that. So I got that. This one. This is just a very moderate, easy t-shirt. This is unveiling, but guess these are not the things. These are not the mad things. Yeah, these are just t-shirts. The mad thing. How much have I isolated dunks? Never owned a pair of dunks in my life. Didn't even want JJ to have dunks, yeah? Hated dunks, never liked them. Then guess what? We got JJ some dunks, right? And I liked them on him. I like the dunks on JJ. You could style him out cute in dunks with little white socks and that. I'm not opposed to wearing white socks if it's with the right outfit, yeah. And bought 2 pairs of dunks. Can't believe it. I slag dunks off all the time. I always ring dad, but I'm not going to shit myself up because I got it caught in time. I always slag dunks off. I bought 2 pairs of dunks. These are girls' dunks. Look at the glitter. What do you reckon? They fit, you know, they're super tight. She said they were 7, but I don't think they are. Oh no, 8. UK 8. Right. How is this? But then these are an 8.5, and then I bought some red dunks. How sick are these? But look, black on the inside. How nice are they? I don't like dunks. Never had a pair of dunks in my life. And now I've got 2 pairs of dunks. Can't believe it. So, I'm back. Yeah, best sleep of my life ever. We've got 35 minutes in. I set things I wanted to talk about. Do you know how much stuff has happened since the last thing? Usyk and Fury, that happened. Who was about the Chelsea manager and that? When I was outside having a joint, then I wrote 6 topics. Taylor Swift, Chelsea managers, Ten Hag staying, Fury Usyk, the 5v5 and the Euros. Don't care about talking about 4 of them already. The Usyk Fury though, I was gutted. Do you know what's the worst thing about Usyk Fury? I've now been on the receiving end of the bad receiving end of the. Do you know when a big massive fight in boxing happens? Garcia, I was on the right one. Garcia versus Martino. Garcia and Davis. I was on the right end of that one, yeah. Because I wanted to get, but I didn't see that as a super fight. The last 2, what I would call super fights, that were super fights, that I was like, oh my god, I can't believe how good these fights are. Was Spence versus Crawford, Usyk versus Fury. Yeah. And I've been on the wrong end of both times. I wanted Fury to win. I wanted Spence to win. But I feel like I've been on a good run of massive fights winning. But it's terrible. When you get that invested like I am, I get like really massively into the side, the team I'm picking or whatever, and invested in it. I don't know why I do. I just do about everything. It can ruin the thing for me. I still don't look at Spence and thinking Garcia Haney. Do you know how sick I think Garcia? He's getting a bit boring now and a bit weird now, but I like Garcia and think he's hilarious what he's doing. Yeah. Do you know? And I hate Haney. Always hated Haney. Always hated him and hate Eddie Hearn. And it's now funny now that I don't care about it. But I always think that would have been one of the best ever sporting boxing fights of my life to watch live. Was Garcia smoking Haney, and I can't believe I robbed myself of that moment, being a fat greedy bastard. I would probably have had one of the best nights ever watching that, and I'd look back at it fondly now, and I didn't rob myself of it. But so that wasn't like on the wrong end because that was different. But yeah, I was gutted when Fury. Like I can't enjoy the night of Fury Usyk. Yeah, I don't really look back at it and think, oh, that was a good night. That was sick. But I was super excited for it. Never been more excited for a fucking fight in years. But now I just think it was shit because Fury lost. I want Fury to win. I'm gutted. I think he will win the rematch. You know, I honestly don't think I'm being naive when I say I think he'll win the rematch. I think he'll win the rematch. I think, and even, and you know, this is going to be a bit of a mad conspiracy thing, right? But I think Usyk loves, before he loves like a perfect boxing record on that, and you're all going to think, nah, he's Ukrainian and that. But listen, these people know what they're doing. I think he loves money. And I think the money in a draw, mate. If he has a draw, do you know how much a trilogy fight would be worth with him? With Fury? Who's asked if he lost once to Fury? So what? He's fucking still untouchable, his record, mate. Probably better for losing for Fury and winning the trilogy. He might not fucking, as if Usyk would throw a fight to get money in the trilogy. But do you know what I mean? Maybe if the going gets tough, he might not want it, thinking, I'll just take the third fight. I think Fury's going to stop him in the rematch. Someone said about Chandler Mcgregor as well. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. I'm gutted. I think I'm still holding on to the hope that it will happen because I want it to happen. I want to watch Chandler versus McGregor. I want McGregor back. It's sick when, obviously, I want him to beat Chandler as well because when McGregor's around, it's amazing. McGregor got me into MMA. It was fully McGregor that got me into MMA, and I would say I'm a hardcore MMA fan. I know that because of listening to podcasts and stuff. Yeah, Paddy, I'm still got faith. We've all got faith. That's the first thing we'll put on all thing game. We all got faith. Keep the faith. I think McGregor's ego being this, you know, when he says, if I sign to something and I give you a day and I give him a thing, the fight happens. He's got that thing, and it's like a people who see this is people who are thinking, people who are into MMA is like a bit more deep will know that McGregor has a thing where it's like it means a lot to him get into a fight. Yeah, he never pulled out, and I think he'd fight with it. So, and I think like it's not like it's going to be fingered, but I think Chandler just wants this fight. Yeah. Chandler's not asked about losing to McGregor. He wants to fight. He wants the moment. He wants how many eyes on him. And I think Chandler would even not agree because he would never ask him. But I think Chandler would happily say to listen, we'll stand and fucking bang me. I ain't going to take you down. I ain't going to be booting your leg or anything. Let's have a go. Or how do you rate Pereira in terms of current and all time? Do you know what? I was thinking this year. Why do we not have the conversation about Pereira's seriously about being one of the greatest of all time? And also about pound for pound best. Everyone keeps saying it is like Makachev. Why Makachev over Pereira, mate? Pereira's beating better people than Makachev beating, I think. Pereira, mate, honestly, I'm so glad I love him. And it's mad, innit, because I didn't want him to beat Izzy first time. And I always hated Izzy. Just because I feel like he bullied Izzy a bit, and I feel like I don't really like bullies, really, which probably seems a bit of a mad thing because of how I used to be online and shit, but I just liked Izzy. I wanted Izzy to win. I don't feel like I even care, but I want Izzy to beat Duplessis. But bear in mind, I wanted him to lose all through his whole career. Always wanted him to lose. I was gutted when he won every time and then switched on him. But then I like Izzy and Pereira now. Pereira's going to be sick, I think. Who's going to be? Do you know what my Bones? No, Bones is the best of all time. Obviously, John Jones is the best of all time, but he's not the pound for pound now. That thing what Dana White was saying was a bit nuts. I thought, like, why? I feel like pound for pound is a bit ridiculous anyway, and it doesn't really mean anything. It's the same in boxing. Like, it's always subjective. But Thingy saying like, oh, John Jones is, if you put him in a room and they have a fight, John Jones would come out. So what, mate? That's not what pound for pound. That's not exactly what pound for pound means. Pound for pound means if everyone's equal. No, that's what it originally means. Sorry, if the real pound for pound originally was if everyone's equal size and everything. But I don't see it like that. I see it as pound for pound now as like who is the best fighter at the minute. Yeah, pound for pound, who is the best fighter? Who's doing the best? I think it's more than just the old original thing is who's the best skill for skill in it. But if you really want to go for that, it'll be someone down at the lightweights who it's skill for skill. Do you know what I mean? Like it probably was always Demetrius Johnson. But that ain't what we're talking about. Pound for pound now is more of a like, who's the best? I think Jan beat Pereira. No way would Jan beat Pereira. Yeah, talking nonsense, mate. Pereira will run through like heavyweight because I think it's a weak division. The only thing that I worry about is someone like Ankalev. You know, like just getting hold of him and dragging him down because his takedown defense is terrible. Yeah, he can't get back up, but he has got good power and he has good leg kicks and that, and his takedown defense isn't. And he's like powerful enough where he can, if he clips you. But if he gets taken down. Like, look at the rounds he's been taken down. Usually, he just gets back up and, like, you know, like, I scored it 2-1 Jan. No, I'm about Pereira beat Jan. Pereira did beat Jan, didn't he? No, you're about ankle even Jan. What are you talking about, Dan, mate? You're fucking blowing my head off here. Pereira can get brought down, yeah. But what he does, he just rates himself to knock him out the next round. So he just stays down. He just keeps him down. Just doesn't get submitted. Keeps it easy and gets back up for the next round because he's that powerful. But I feel like Ankalev could probably get him down a few times. You want to try and stay in clear of them wrestlers and make him a star defeating strikers. There's enough people in that division that he could fight where he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to fight wrestlers all the time. At least get 3-4 more out of him. He's saying when they fought, he fought Jan one lad. Jan and Pereira fought last year. Well, they never did they? When? Oh, for the interim title. No, that wasn't Jan. I thought that was Yuri. Oh my God, they did, didn't they, Alex Pereira? Was that for the title? When was that? Why have I just completely... It's me saying I'm a hardcore MMA fan. I didn't even know this fucking fight happened. I need a piss. Jan Blachowicz. Yeah, when was that? On the Poirier. Oh, on the BMF card. Oh my God, yeah, I remember it. It was his first ever time. I remember it now. I remember it. It was for the. It was his. I remember it. It was his first. It was his first fight at light heavyweight, wasn't it? Yeah, just his debut, wasn't it? I remember the fight. I do remember the fight. Yeah, I thought he lost that as well. To be honest, I thought he lost. Did I? Did I think he lost? No, I think he won. I think he got wrestled to death one round, didn't he? I remember watching the fight. I watched the whole card. I remember it was a head kick, wasn't it? Gaethje head kick to Poirier. It's mad, then, to think of the way their careers went after that. Gaethje head kicks Poirier to win the BMF. Poirier's down and out. He beats fucking Saint Denis or whatever and gets a title shot, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, he don't retire, keep come back." And Gaethje's fucking out on the look because he gets smoked by it. But yeah, he got smoked actually by Max Holloway. I don't understand why Gaethje and Poirier don't just go, listen, not for a belt or anything like that. We just want to do a trilogy, and we're both pay-per-view stars, and the UFC will agree with it, and we're just going to do a trilogy, me and us two, and then we're just going to headline our own card wherever, and it's going to be the third fight, and we're both just going to retire after this. One more fight to see who's the best out of us two. This is me pitching the idea. How do I pitch the idea to them? I'm going to clip this. This is going to be a YouTube blow. I'm going to clip this and send it to the UFC and send it to Poirier and send it to Gaethje, and then I'll pick it up. This is what us the people want, and I speak for the people. What's the Kendrick thing? I'm what the culture feeling. What's he say now? I notice I say we. I'm what the culture feeling. Yeah, mate. That I still. To this day, since that when did that rap beef happened? I've only listened to Kendrick. I don't listen to anything else other than Kendrick Lamar and Drake all for about 4 weeks. Lad, let's have the fight and demand ball to make. Yeah, exactly. Let's do it. Let's start a movement. Let them do it. Both of them now. They're in a good. So what? So they did. It doesn't matter. They both who was coming off the better thing when they did the BMF fight. Whose ass? It doesn't matter if one's coming off a loss and one's coming off a win. It doesn't matter because technically, even though Poirier's coming off a bit of a better thing, they're both coming off losses. Poirier's coming off from probably a bit of a better angle than Gaethje. What evens that out in terms of like Gaethje's a bit down in his luck, Poirier's flying high, is the fact that Poirier booted his head off, mate, last fight, and fucking Gaethje booted Poirier's head off last fight, mate, and he should fucking want that back. That's what we want. I want it to start a movement now, right? I want this to start a movement right now. We want a UFC numbered card. We're not interested in no titles, no BMF, no nothing like that. Put the undercard nice, whatever you want to do with it. Don't put any title fights on there, so there's no one else is getting the pay-per-view points. Just Gaethje, just Poirier, and that's what we want. That's what the people want. A retirement fight from both. Gaethje's took enough punishment now, where we can definitely call it a day. After that Max fight, you was thinking this is getting bad because people forget because he went on a good run, but people forget he's had even the fights he wins. He has wars, and then like the Poirier one and the Alvarez one last time, they were bad KOs, And obviously the Khabib one wasn't like a bad KO because he got strangled, and even the thing, the Oliveira was a war and stuff. Do you know what I mean? He can get Barrett as well. We don't need him to keep fighting. These two, retirement, both leave, both put the gloves down and everything. Yeah. And we just have a trilogy, a little straightener between them two to see who's the best out of them two, and that's what we want. Numbered will get a shot at Islam. I know, but I don't want Gaethje to get a shot at Islam. No, I think Thingy will get it first. He's not going to get a shot at Islam. He's not smoked by Max Holloway. What are you talking about? Gaethje's got no chance of getting a shot at Islam now. Unless like they were desperate to fill a card just randomly last minute and he'd beat someone random. But no, we don't want that. We want him versus Poirier headlining the card in Louisiana or wherever. It doesn't matter, anywhere. Put it anywhere, wherever the best thing is. Salt Lake City. That's a card for Salt Lake City. Poirier versus Gaethje, no belt, just deciding who's the fucking hardest out of them two and stick a little sick undercard. Who would we have on the undercard of that? Usually now with the UFC, it's gone a bit thingy at it now where you don't really get the massive stuff. You sometimes get stacked. Yeah, Armin's definitely next. Armin will get the next Islam fight. And rightly so, really. But it's not a fight I'm asked about watching, and I will watch it because I watch any big UFC fight, but I'm not asked about that fight. But it is the fight that should happen next because the good thing about the UFC is even sometimes if you're not interested in the fight, they'll make the fight happen because do you still have the same with best fight in the best? Gaethje probably smokes RDA or something. Yeah, that'd be a very thing, wouldn't it? If Gaethje can beat like Sentinel, like a name-ish, but not very good, beat someone like that, and then you're just at the forefront. But what you almost need to do with them, it's not how you beat them, you need to smoke them. Like the Sentinel win was like a proper, like a big statement because of how he stopped it. It's almost how you win, not who you beat in the UFC to get like nowadays where it's all flashy and that. So maybe, but I just want to see them two fight. Gaethje and Poirier. Who is going to win the I said England, didn't I? Gaethje and Poirier. Did anybody watch the 5v5? Do you know what, right? I enjoyed it. Is this weird to say? Everyone's saying it's like an amazing night of boxing and that, but when they announced the 5v5, did we not all think with Saudi money and that it was going to be like, I get that it ended up just being more of a thing versus them two. I know we whitewashed them, but I weren't like that impressed with the 5v5. I was expecting like Yard versus Callum Smith, like big fights. Even the Wilder thing where he signs Wilder to Matchroom, that pissed me off as well when they were all walking out in the Matchroom tracksuits. You should have demanded Wilder got put in a track. Mate, he just got beat by Joseph Parker. This is a fucking bone that got through to Wilder. You should have demanded that he wore a Matchroom tracksuit. Why didn't he wear a Matchroom tracksuit? The fucking grass. They're all up there in Matchroom and Queensbury tracksuits. I think that's when I fully just thought, this is shite, mate. Should have never got Gaethje. You should have never got Wilder, sorry. You should have fucking throw someone even randomer in. Even fucking, what's he called? Johnny Fisher. I'm not asked, just one person. You got beat anyway. Someone was a proper Matchroom versus Queensbury. When you start drafting Wilder in for one thing, that killed it a little bit. But I thought it was going to be bigger fights, like massive fights. They weren't massive fights. They were good fights. Don't get me wrong. The night ended up being, do you know what I did with that? Couldn't even been worse. Guess out. So I went out on the Friday. Why did I go out on the Friday? Why was I out on the Friday? Why was I out? I went Dublin. When I went to Dublin in and out, the day before the 5 vs 5 and the Champions League final that, I was that rough the next day. Get this, slept, so I was up rough all day and then falls asleep at 6 o'clock, naps till 10, misses the Champions League final, misses pretty much every single fight in the 5v5 except the two heavyweight fights, Zhang versus Wilder and Hrgovic versus Dubois, So I watched them two. But then I'm up. I've napped for 4 hours now. I'm an adult, mate. You don't nap for 4 hours and then go back to bed at 11 o'clock. You're up then. So then I stayed up all the way through the UFC card, which, by the way, 302, was it 302 or 303, whatever, was one of the worst cards ever. No, 302 was one of the worst cards ever in terms of cards. It was terrible. Stayed up all the way through that. Managed to make it to the Kevin Holland fight, which was the first fight I was even interested in. But I think I might have been interested in one in the prelims. Can't remember. Whatever, but they were all shit anyway because it was all decisions. Gets to the Kevin Holland fight. It's a sick fight. And then I fall asleep for the last two. Obviously, the Sean Strickland was terrible anyway, wasn't it? But the main event was amazing. I have watched it since, but you don't get the same feel when you watch it back. And it was a good fight. I'd have loved to have watched that fight live, do you know what I mean? And I fell asleep for it. Missed everything. Missed Champions League final. Missed all the 5v5. Missed pretty much all the UFC because I went out on the Friday. And I was rough. That was the one I was supposed to do a live chat that Sunday. I had it booked from the Thursday. Oh, not the mic again. I had the live chat booked from the Thursday. Because I was going to do it Thursday, and I thought, do you know what? Why? Just do it because I'd been to Paphos the week before and I've had JJ all week because I'd had him all week in Cyprus. So I could have done that. So I thought instead of doing it on a Thursday, which is only because I can't get on a Sunday now, just do it on a Sunday. I'm free on the Sunday. I was that rough on the Sunday, I couldn't do it. Just fucking cancelled it. I'm too rough. Far too rough to do it and just fucked it off. And then it's been weeks now. But yeah, the 5v5, I feel like I'd like another I would probably like another 5v5 if they actually made it 5v5, but it was big fights. Have you seen the thingy as well? The Wembley card they're talking about. Did I hear them say they want Eubank? Which Eubank are they talking about? Not fucking Harlem, surely. Eubank versus what was the guy called who won the 5v5? Matchroom 5. Someone tell me Shiraz or something. How do I spell that? Do you know what I mean? The Asian guy who beat battered that fucking other one, Amor Williams or whatever. How do I find the actual fucking card? Here we go. Shiraz. Have I on about? Did I hit Shiraz? I need a piss bad. Did I hear that he's fighting Eubank? Hamza explains why you feel it will not happen. All right, okay. Oh, so he wanted it. That would have been sick when it Eubank versus that thing. Yeah, I thought that Strickland bout was half funny. The goose stepping around the ring. Yeah, I've not watched the fight stepping because obviously everyone said it was quite shit and it went to 5 rounds like most thingies and everyone was making jokes about fucking how Strickland fights versus how he talks. I thought there's no point in me watching that. I don't need to see that fight. I didn't need to see it. Do you know what? I've been praying all summer happens as well, and I finally got it confirmed just before I jumped in here. Ten Hag staying. I can't believe he's staying. Anytime, like, listen, he's probably, as we've realised, I think that's why we moved so quick to get this slot guy, and he's like the best of a bad bunch because there's no managers out there. As Chelsea have just a fucking appointed the Leicester manager. I think they'd have been better off sticking with Pochettino. What they're doing? Why would you sack Pochettino to get this Leicester manager? Because now it's a new manager, has to get all his new ideas in. Bear in mind, you've had Pochettino for a year, and he's got his ideas into him. Like, you would have been better off staying with him. So I think they're just thinking Ten Hag. There's not much out there. Ten Hag probably could have gone to Bayern Munich if United had got rid of him. I can't believe. There you go. There's no further proof. Bayern Munich have got company, mate. There's no managers out there. The manager game's dry at the minute. Company. Bayern Munich have ended up with company. Do you think United could be asked with that, mate? Bayern Munich could have been better off getting fucking Graham Potter if he spoke fucking German, mate. Company's a terrible manager. He'll probably win the league, though. How mad's it going to be, though? Seriously now. Think about this as a laugh. Because Company's a terrible manager, let me tell you, mate. And he will fail at Bayern Munich. He will never do anything in Europe, and they'll probably win the league, and they'll get sick of him just maybe winning the league once in 2 years or whatever. If Company's there for 3 years, he'll come second once. Do you know what I mean? That's how bad a manager he is, yeah. But next year, all Alonso has to do is be not a fraud and have a decent year with a good side. And they'll win the league again. Harry Kane could literally not win a trophy. I also think it'd just be as funny if he just wins. Imagine he leaves Tottenham, where he could have been a fucking lifetime ambassador for everything, break the Premier League, break all the English records, and be like this England Tottenham god just by staying in the Premier League as a one club thing, yeah. And he went to, and imagine he goes to Germany for 2 years, because he's definitely, one more year and Kane's back because he wants that Premier League record, but goes to Germany for 2 years and wins an FA Cup, German FA Cup. Who's to say Tottenham wouldn't have won the FA Cup if he'd have stayed and dragged them to an FA Cup or a League Cup? And you'd rather win the League Cup or the FA Cup with fucking Tottenham than a fucking FA Cup with with fucking Bayern Munich. They might not win. They might not win the league, but they couldn't get a manager, so Ten Hag staying, but they'll never be good. It's probably the best for United, the best United could do, and I think he'll get them top 4 next season, because I don't think Liverpool will finish top 4 next season. I think it'll be City next season. Top 4 will be City, Arsenal, United, and I don't know. No, not Newcastle. Or maybe Liverpool will just buy all the other teams doing shit. Who's the other usual people who fight for top 4? Yeah, Tottenham will be terrible again with Ange. Yeah, maybe we'll slide in actually 4th. It's going to be some fight. We won't be anywhere near the league title with this fucking bald idiot, mate. I promise you everyone's going to hate him. Can't tell you how much everyone's going to hate this slot. He's a fucking idiot. I already know straight away. I can work out a manager straight away, mate. I was probably got duped by Rodgers, though, I will admit. But Rodgers nearly won us a title. So even though even though he's a terrible manager, and I now walked all my opinion back on him, he is a terrible manager. He still would, if you win someone a title, I don't care, I'd love you forever anyway. So it doesn't matter, but he nearly won us a title, but he was terrible. But Klopp straight away knew he was amazing and everything. But obviously everyone did. But I'm usually right on managers, I think. I don't really get managers wrong. I get a lot of players wrong, but managers I don't get wrong. This slot's going to be an idiot. We're going to hate him and he'll be gone in. Because we're Liverpool, and I think the fans will be like, give him some time. He'll probably get a year. by Christmas next year, mate, by Christmas next season, he's gone, mate. This guy's a fool. He's an idiot. We're going to all hate him. The football's going to be terrible. We're going to get beat everywhere, and we're going to be soft because he's a fucking hate him. So there's no managers out there. That's why they've kept Ten Hag. So they might get top 4 next season, which is maybe enough for them nowadays. But they're not going to win anything, and it's good because it means they'll never win leagues while they've got him in charge. Why did we not just get Conte? Conte and have 2 years of success and make it more enjoyable for us fans. But this slot guy, mate, he's going to be awful. How long have I been going now? I need a wee. 55 minutes, that's not bad. I always say, so I do sometimes I don't mind going over an hour, but the cut-off point's supposed to be an hour. And I was saying for the last one, because the last one was 50-something minutes, I said, don't be worried about going under an hour. Under an hour is better. 55, 56, 57 minutes, perfect. This has been good, right? So I don't know what's happening with these live chats. I'm doing them all the time. I love them. I enjoy them when I have a joint, but I don't have a joint as much as I used to. Paddy versus Green prediction. Oh my God, there's a good question. Let's talk about that. I think Green's going to beat Paddy. Do you know what it is with Paddy? I like him. I actually, after the last fight, because I did turn on him a bit after all that Ariel stuff, because I'm loyal to Ariel, but I like him now and I want him to win because he's a Scouser, he supports Liverpool, he's sound. I'm mates of his as well. So I want him to do well. I want Paddy to do well again. But I think Green's going to beat him. But then I think Paddy will probably get better from Green beating him because I don't know. I just think Green's going to beat him. But I think Paddy will probably get better after that. But yeah, I don't know. And I like Green. Green's got that dog in him as well. He's a bit misleading Green because he was doing terribly and then he's beat back bad opposition, not great opposition. They said Grant Dawson win was quite win, but he beats overall people in that. But I do still think he'll win. I do think he'll beat Paddy. But I don't know if I want him to win. I probably do still want Paddy to win. Right, I'm going to get off because I'm going to piss myself here. This has been great. Who knows what I'll do? I did say, honestly, I promise you, in my head, I probably didn't say it on here, but early on in my head, I said about to do them sporadically while Love Island was on, or not doing while Love Island was on, because these are 8's the perfect time for me. I could go 8 o'clock. I do think I could go 8 o'clock nowadays. It's a bit different like when I used to have work and that. And 8 o'clock means you don't clash with Love Island that much. Maybe I'll move them to 8 o'clock, but I don't know what day they're going to be on. Probably a Thursday. Who knows? Some days, sometimes if it works out. But this has been good. It's been a good surprise live chat, and I'll see you next time because I am going to piss myself. Bye, everyone.